Hello, everyone. Welcome to our event today. I'd like to introduce our CEO and founder, Saeed Amidi, and myself, Michael Olmstead. We're going to give you guys a brief introduction to Plug and Play and our plans to come to Tampa to help launch a project with NeoCity. So Saeed, please take it away.
Wonderful. It's great to come to Florida from Northern California, Silicon Valley. And, it is incredible. I would have loved to be there. I love Florida. I love your golf courses and everything. But let me tell you a little story of what Plug and Play does and how we began. Being in Northern California for 40 years on University Avenue, I saw the birth of a lot of companies like Google, Apple, PayPal, and even Logitech. When I started my business in 1981, Logitech came to Palo Alto from Geneva, Switzerland, and built one of the greatest company of that time. And if you can say like what qualifies Plug and Play and myself, we were just lucky to be at the right time, right place in this little building in Palo Alto. And we saw like Larry and Sergey built one of the best companies in the world. We kind of learned that they raised the seed round from like Ram Shriram and Andy Beschkelheim. And then later on, they raised their only VC round, which was $25 million from KP and Sequoia, and built one of the incredible companies in the world. And, starting from about 25 years ago, we were able to invest in companies like PayPal. For example, Peter Thiel and Max Levchin, I think they were less than 5 people when they came to rent space for us on this building, 165 University Avenue. And we got an opportunity to invest in their company. In fact, Marissa Mayer now has her new company in the same building on the second floor called Sunshine, and we were able to invest in Marissa Mayer's company as well. In general, we feel what is special from Silicon Valley is this knowledge of entrepreneurship, risk capital, and building great companies in the technology field. And we have been able to take that culture, take that know-how, and transfer it to other locations around the world, as far as Paris, Stuttgart, Singapore, and now more and more in US. I don't know, somehow I little bit forgot about US the last 10 years, but we're gonna make up for it quite fast. And we take an industry like smart city, which includes IoT, mobility, new energy, and we build an ecosystem around that. So maybe, Mike, I turn it over to you to give a little bit more structured presentation. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So I think Saeed was trying to say, all of these humble beginnings started in Silicon Valley. We've now grown our network into what we believe to be the largest global innovation platform, which is really comprised of 3 main pillars. We run over 50 startup accelerator programs across more than 30 cities every single year. We work with about 400 corporate partners to really fuel their external innovation strategies, which are mainly centered around working with startup companies. And then we ourselves invest in about 220 startups ranging from pre-seed to Series B every year. So this is kind of our innovation platform. And as a company, our mission is to drive innovation by connecting entrepreneurs, corporation, and investors worldwide, which we understand are the majority of the attendees for this event today. And for this to be true, we fundamentally believe that innovation needs to be open to anyone, anywhere. Hence, we've created this global network, where as a startup, you now have access to new markets, and corporate partners have visibility into places where they don't necessarily have boots on the ground. Now, Saeed mentioned we've had a tremendous run. We have a number of amazing success stories, investments that we've made, such as Dropbox, Lending Club, PayPal, all of which have reached this coveted unicorn or billion-dollar valuation or more status. But just to give you guys an idea, in our portfolio right now, we have roughly 1,500 different startup companies, of which 1% have exceeded $1 billion in valuation or more, so roughly 15 unicorns, and roughly 10% of which have reached $100 million valuation or more. So we've had tremendous success, and a part of that is because of our focus and our specialty as it relates to corporate partners. So we work with hundreds of corporations that actually will come to us with specific business challenges or specific technology focus areas. And with that, we'll actually pair those interests with the startup community in the hope that a startup can actually help them increase revenue, decrease cost, or improve some efficiency. And we do this in a variety of ways. We do this in one-on-one sessions where a corporate partner like LG will come in and meet startups privately. But we also do this through something we call themed innovation platforms, which are essentially industry-specific startup accelerators where we bring together multiple corporations that represent the value chain in a specific industry to collectively dictate the focus of the program, collectively filter the applications that we receive, and then jointly select the 10 or so companies that will make it into a 3-month program. And to give you a visual representation of this, take our retail program as an example. On the left, you'll see brands, retailers, solution providers, all of which work with plug and play. And prior to us doing an application call, will give us focus areas that they have as individual businesses, such as inventory management, e-commerce enablement, personalization, supply chain optimization. We take these collective interests and then run an application call for about 2 months. And we typically will get anywhere from 500 to 1,000 startups that will apply to the program. Then through a collaborative filtration process, we narrow it down to roughly 50 startups. Those companies will come in and in a non-COVID world present in person, and the same corporates that you see on the left will actually vote on the 20 or so that they'd like to be in the program, and eventually we'll whittle it down to the 10 that'll actually make it in. This is our hope for Tampa and Neo City, is bringing this exact same model, however, around the focus of smart city. And so,
if I could add a little subject of smart city, because we have been able to build this platform, for example, in Paris, and it's like a collaboration of different corporations and different startups that help this, mobility and, IoT devices, including real estate. Like in Vienna airport, they built one of the best technology parks. And at the center of this technology park, which is like a little mini city, we have been operating now plug and play. And we feel this collaboration between the airport, the metro, like I know that you have quite a bit involved, the rail port, the airport, the port near you, as well as the space activity you have. And we feel we could bring all of these requirements for innovation and technology, and together with startups, build a much better platform for creating technology jobs, and more than anything else, great startups that can grow in Florida. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
Mike.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, as Saeed brought up, is we want to give the startups that are local a platform to really grow. And I think with our existing smart city infrastructure, that is a huge possibility because we've got locations around the world, and they now won't need to feel like they need to leave Tampa to find those resources because all of a sudden we have a plug and play platform right there for them. In addition, we're bringing outside investors that are connected to our network to invest in the local talent, but also outside talent, other startups that can actually make a dent and make an impact on the local scene. And so our goal with this is to get all the relevant stakeholders, whether it be smart city government entities, whether it be startups, whether it be investors or universities or corporates, to bring them together to create this ecosystem. And we've done it before. So for all of those that are listening right now, if you fall into one of these categories, these are all the types of things that we can do for you. So for government entities, we can help your cities digitally transform. For startup and accelerator programs that we might be able to partner with, we can really help foster the local talent and develop these smart city solutions in a real atmosphere, in a real test bed, if you will. And then for corporates, we're able to supercharge your innovation efforts by giving you access to startups that have the right solutions, and by giving you a support system to actually make these pilots and commercial deals flourish in a real setting. And so anybody that's interested that falls into one of these categories, I encourage you to reach out after this event and please get involved as soon as possible. We have a plan to launch this sometime next year, and we want all of you guys to be a part of it. We feel like this is our program, but in many ways it's your program. We need you to make this happen, and we look forward to collaborating. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to our friends at Neo City, who can give their perspective and give a little information on what their role in all this will be. Thank you so much.